Hey guys, Javier Martinez here from Beyond the 90, the Futbolinho Network. What a day, just when you think La Liga can't get any more stranger, more complicated. As it was announced yesterday, the Barcelona Villarreal match that was supposed to take place here at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami was announced that was canceled. It was not going to go forward. Interestingly, from what they're saying from the reports, it was Relevant Sports who's organizing the match, who decided to cancel it because of everything that was going on in La Liga and Spanish football among Spanish fans. They also felt that Tebas wouldn't be able to keep his word with what things that he had promised, so they didn't feel comfortable going at the event, so they decided to cancel it. That's at least from what's been reported. How much is that true? Then, well, we really don't know. But regardless, good news for all of us who didn't want this to go on. La Liga will not be coming to Miami or anywhere abroad, at least this season. Hopefully, never. Hopefully, a league match is never taken abroad. But unfortunately, in the times that we are, we'll have to see. We all see from what we heard, the Serie A match between Como and Milan is still is still set to take place in Australia. So we'll see what happens there. But regardless, it's still another horrible mark for La Liga and Spanish football in general. Even though Spanish football is more La Liga in general, but still another horrible mark, which just shows how chaotic and how bad the situation is in terms of how La Liga's run. The crazy thing is that yesterday, just before it was announced, before La Liga announced that Tebas had arrived at the airport in Spanish capital. I don't know if he was coming back from the U.S. or wherever he was coming from, but when he arrived, there was media. There was a media network who had interviewed him from El Chiringuito. If any of you guys know, yes, El Chiringuito, that funny show that comes out in the Spanish media. Yes, that tells you how crazy Spanish football is, unfortunately, but that's a whole different thing. But they were there to interview him for about this match. There were some issues with Laporta, who had come out talking about that La Liga was going to pay them a certain amount, and La Liga said no, that they weren't going to pay them, or it was going to be Relevant Sport who's going to pay them. Just adding another element of strangeness to this. But the interesting thing is, going back to Tebas arriving at the airport, when he arrived at the airport, he was interviewed by them. He was talking about how it was a great occasion, talking about that the event was still set to go on. Everything was up. This was at 9:15 local time, and literally at 9:37, I believe it was, about 20 minutes later, La Liga announced a statement saying that the game had been canceled. So that tells you how messed up everything is in La Liga and Spanish football in general. But honestly, honestly, I just can't be surprised taking consideration how well you don't have to even go. All you have to do is just hear Tebas speak and hear Tebas talk, and now you get why everything is messed up, and why he's still there. Because a lot of clubs still support him, regardless of all this. Even though Villarreal yesterday were very vocal against him, we'll see if that has any consequences for Tebas. But I wanted to take this moment to talk about this idea of playing games abroad. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the sentimental part, the tradition, which I also believe in. But honestly, at least from my perspective, I also understand that obviously things evolve. There are fans all over the world, so I understand you want to try to kind of bring a portion of what you have instead of fans coming to you. I get the idea of you wanting to spread the game around. That I can understand that, but taking a league match and the whole, not just altering the competition but the tradition, the home and away matches is ridiculous. But above all, and honestly, just my opinion is where I might have a bit of fierce opinion about this. Honestly, I just this idea of taking games abroad from La Liga and Serie A is just ridiculous. Just not say flat out stupid. If this is what they want to do to help promote La Liga. Now, I know I'm not a financial expert. I know I'm still learning my trade. Been studying finances to work more in finances and everything. But I don't know about you guys. But I don't know how a La Liga match is using this example between Barcelona and Villarreal in a stadium that, if the game had gone on, would have been probably, I think, 90% Barcelona fans. Barcelona fans who wouldn't have traveled because they were all here or nearby, coming from South America, wherever. And a small percentage of VRL fans, a club that, although is well respected, they've done a great job in terms of building their image, but it's not a club that's well followed worldwide. I don't know how that's going to help La Liga grow its brand. The same way I don't get how taking a Serie A match between Como and AC Milan to Perth, Australia. Yes, I know there's a lot of tradition Italian, a lot of people from Italy that migrated to Australia, and I get all that, but I don't understand. I don't get how taking a league match, not just the tradition, but also I don't understand how taking a league match between, yes, one giant and a club that's in terms of Cuomo that's relatively unknown helps Serie A grow its brand. I don't know about I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know if I just don't see it, but I don't see how these matches help grow their respective leagues. I mean, I it it is just ridiculous. It's just stupid. And in terms of, I can't speak for Serie A in terms, but for the thing that most worries me and most concern me about La Liga taking a match abroad was not just the manner, but the sketchiness, how it happened. The fact that first of all, Tebas announced this in 2018 without talking to any of without any talking of any with the club presidents or even the Players Association. The fact that he just at the beginning of the season, when the draw for the league draw had already been determined, he just said, "Okay, we're going to take Barcelona and Villarreal because apparently he has a good relationship with the Villarreal owner, so they volunteered to take that match abroad." Um, and everything surrounding Barcelona, the fact that they're still struggling to register players. Well, they technically registered them. Were able to get them. Well, it was Spanish government that helped them register Dani Olmo and get a few benefits to be able to do so. But regardless, just the sketchiness, the matter in which it was all done, and to add insult to injury, I mean, what happened this week with Laporta at his assembly with the Barcelona members, talking about how La Liga was going to pay them, and then Tebas coming out and saying that no, we're not going to pay them. That after all that he didn't know how much Barcelona was going to receive, but the fact that he had to go back say no, we're not paying La Liga, we're not paying Barcelona, just seemed very. It just adds another layer to the sketchiness about all this, and and so honestly, I just don't get this. I don't know where La Liga. I don't get where La Liga. I get La Liga wants to grow. I know they have to compete with the Premier League. I get that. I get we have to evolutionize over time. But if you're trying to compete with the Premier League, as I said, I don't know how taking a league match, particularly now in La Liga, when La Liga is going through its worst period in decades. Before Tebas came into office in 2013, when that time La Liga was if not was arguably the best league in the world, if not the second best league in the world at most. Now they've dropped to about, at least in terms of content creation, and everything and all these stats that come out, they've dropped down to the fourth place position, fourth or fifth place position from last time I read. And and also you don't have to be surprised. You have to take a look at just how La Liga is, apart from Madrid, Barcelona, and to a certain degree Atleti. Everyone else is fighting off scraps, and the two Basque clubs to a certain degree, Real Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao. Uh, but just going back, just before, I just want to finish with this point of growing the image, the brand of La Liga. It's like I said, um, I'm just gonna say this again. I don't know about you, the viewers, what you guys think, but I don't know how a league match between taking a league match between Barcelona uh, and a good but relatively unknown club that's globally, that's globally known, at least around the world, helps grow the image of the league. I mean, I don't know if La Liga and Serie A really wanted to help grow La Liga. I don't. it would honestly be better to come up with their own competition, come up with their own Super Cup version. Take the four top teams that finished in the top four from previous season. Take come abroad. You give the two giants, the two top clubs, a bit of a bigger share because they're the ones that everyone wants to watch. And then you take a Letty and whoever the fourth place club is, and I don't know about what everyone else is going to think about this, but that would honestly be a better solution to helping grow the league rather than doing just bringing a random league game to cross. Excuse me, taking a random league match across the pond. But yeah, just go. So this is not happen. So thankfully, this game is not going to be happen. It's not going to be happening. Tebas once again makes a big fool of themselves. It makes a big fool of himself, and that is I'm not going to lie. I don't want to be mean spirited, but gives me great joy to see him coming out with that with this arrogance that it was going to happen, and then him getting exposed. So I'm not going to apologize for that. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about? Um, of this cancellation, how the manner it was done, even my idea of coming up with this different Super Cup version or whatnot. If they want to help grow the league, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.